Section 9, how to put your finances on autopilot towards financial freedom. Now this is quite a big one, and it may also seem slightly complicated because there's quite a bit going on. Now, at the very end, on section 17, we've got an action plan. There's many actions for you to do to overhaul your finances. This is quite a big one in terms of going through your bank accounts and see where all the money goes, and then just reviewing everything and reorganising it so everything works for you on autopilot. So this may take you weeks or a month or two to put together, but the power of this is immense. It can make a significant difference to not only your peace of mind but your financial future. Okay, so this is about taking your time, but I'll give you an example on the board so you get the gist of this, because you'll see in the written program this gets quite complicated because we'll try to cover every single option, but I'll go through a basic exercise so you've got the idea. Now, if you think of every Vibrant Health program we've got, everything is based on habits. The idea is if it's good for your health in some way, financial health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, it's a very good idea to ingrain it as a habit so it becomes automatic. Now what we're talking about here is setting everything up so your finances automatically take care of themselves in the way that works very well for you. Okay, so let's get straight to the example. Now, what I've done is split expense into 5 categories. From when your income comes in, there's 5 categories that I want you to think of. 5 important ones that 3 we all have, 2 that we encourage you to have. So you've got your living expenses here, your fixed expenses, and I'll go through these separately, your savings to spend or your irregular expenses, then you've got savings and investments. Okay, so let's put some numbers. We'll assume you have an income of £3,000 family income coming in last day of the month, let's say. Now, what we're talking about doing here, this is where you could have 5 separate bank accounts if you wanted to. Okay, that's a lot of hassle, but that is the ultimate, and that's what we've shown in the example in the written pack, if you want to go to that depth. But you can do, obviously you can do it in one, but it's on knowing how everything is set up so you can know where the numbers are. If you've got 5 separate ones, it is very simple indeed, but you'll see where I'm going with this. So the very first thing you do, your income comes in, you set it up, stand in order to your savings and investments. Now I'll put numbers on these. We'll say savings from 2,000, you put £100 a month, investment you put 200. Okay, so combined you got 10% of your income. As we've talked about in all the videos, 10%, richest man in Babylon principle, 10% of your income wisely invested will turn into a lot of money. Percentage wise, gets around the averages of inflation and will make a significant difference. Okay, so it's just an example, so 10%. Right, now from that 3,000, fixed expenses, we'll say that is £1,350 per month. So your fixed expenses or your core expenses, mortgage, rent, council tax, utility bills, insurances, all the things that are fixed on a direct debit that you know going out every month. Okay, so that's so what we then do from your 3,000, this is your main current account, standing order, 1,350, and then all your fixed expenses, direct debits to all your providers go from that one. So that covers absolutely everything. So these are standing orders you put into separate accounts. Okay, and this one here, so we've taken care of the fixed expenses. We're now going to take care of what we call the savings to spend, or the irregular expenses. So we know Christmas is going to be big time financially. We might want to spend hundreds of grand, and you probably want a family holiday, and then there's going to be clothes to buy throughout the year. So the idea of regular expenses is all the expenses that you know are coming up and you're planning ahead. So you put in a budget. So let's say 350 quid a month. Okay, so that's 4,200 quid a year. There might be a family holiday for 1,500, 2 grand in there, 500, £1,000 for Christmas, a close budget. So stuff you know you're going to spend. So the key is to think ahead, give yourself a budget that you can spend on these things. Now, let's say you think, oh, okay, right, we're going to need a new cooker, or we're going to have to spend 800 quid on white goods. Now, if you know this is coming, you can budget and put a bit more in there. Okay, this is about sensible planning. Know the expenses are going to be there, rather than having the shock of a big expense and having to use credit cards, emergency funding. You plan ahead, put it in monthly, and then the money is there for you. Okay, so what we're doing is, again, standing order. We put in fixed expenses to take care of on day one, automated, they go out direct to providers. Your irregular expenses that you know are coming up, you budget ahead of time, put it in an account, and then you spend from here, knowing it's going to come up. Your savings and investments are taken care of. Now, here we've now spent 2,000 of the 3,000, and the final one, what's left over from this is 1,000. That's your living expenses, your day-to-day, your food shopping, your eating out, going out for coffees. You could say this is your living expenses, luxury expenses. Now, the most important point here is that all the core stuff in your life, your savings, investments, your financial future, you're putting money aside automatically because these are on standing orders. Okay, you get good advice, and these are placed in the right places for where you want to go. You've got the peace of mind, your financial future is in good shape. Your fixed expenses that you know you've got to pay every month to keep everything around you, straight away the money's taken to one side, it goes out automatically. Your irregular expenses, the money you're saving to spend that you know is coming up, you're putting it away, so when you need it for the holiday, when you need it for Christmas, you need it for that one-off purchase, is already there. So your closed budget's in there. You could spend it monthly, you could spend it every few months, but it's figuring out what you need and putting it away ahead of time. So you're not taking a big hit on your day-to-day money, you've already planned for it. And of course, by putting a budget in there, with a bit of discipline, you stick to the budget. You're not like to get carried away and spend more than you wanted to. Okay, so all the core things around you that you know are coming up are taken care of. What's left over after it's all gone out is that £1,000, which is your monthly budget. So approximately 250 quid a week is your food shopping, your days out, your entertainment. Now, once you put all this on autopilot and it's all taken care of, you've got huge peace of mind, you can ultimately, well, you need to make it budget for the month, what's left here, but you can spend whatever's left with reckless abandon because all the key areas are taken care of already on day one. Okay, so if you have a good month and you come towards the end of the month and there's a couple of hundred quid in there on the last day and your income's coming in the next day, go out and blow the lot because you know it's all taken care of. Okay, you've got within here, you have your rainy day funds and everything. Okay, so this is just a bit of intelligent planning. It's not simple to do, it takes time and effort. Now, the exercises within the written program will seem very complicated at first because we're trying to cover all the bases. This is the ultimate setup. Okay, not only does it take you where you want to go and take care of everything automatically on day one, okay, because once it's set up, you've only got to think about this and stay within that. Okay, and under no circumstances do you go over that £1,000. Add that bit of discipline, and you've got this freedom of knowing everything's moving in the right direction and working for you automatically. This is quite powerful, but it does take time and effort to sit down and go through it. So what I would say with the written section, read it many times over till you understand it, and then set something up that works for you. You might want to go to 5 accounts, but if you can, I would advise it. Okay, read it as many times as you need to, go through it, look at yours, go through everything, try and get the best deals that you can. Okay, and then ultimately all you got to think about once it's set up is how you spend this. Just budget what's left for your day-to-day living. Okay, now I hope that all makes sense to you. Yeah, please go through it, take your time, because this can make a significant difference and have everything just working for you automatically just through standing orders, direct debits and multiple bank accounts. Okay, that's all for this one. I'll see you on the next video on Video Tech.